Hello and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to do all of my go-to hairstyles that I would wear as a college and professional soccer player. Because not only have I played soccer my entire life, but I've also always loved doing my hair, and I cannot stand when my hair is in my face or distracting me. So I feel like I've perfected these styles, so let's do them. Okay, we're gonna start off today with a high pony slick back bubble braid. This is the hairstyle that I've been wearing most recently. I would wear it all the time as a professional soccer player, pretty much the only hairstyle that I would wear during my pro career. There's something about it that's just so cute, but also really functional, which all these hairstyles are, because I wanna look good, but I also wanna perform well and keep my hair out of my face. So to start the slick back, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of styling cream, because trying to do a slick back or a ponytail on dry hair, you're gonna get a lot of bumps. The one I'm using today is the Not Your Mother's All Eyes on Me 3-in-1 cream. Kind of sounded like a toot. So I just get a little bit on my hands and run it through the top of my hair, kind of just near the roots where I'll be laying my ponytail down. You don't need to go crazy with this, but it helps so much getting a ponytail without the bumps, because I can't tell you how many times I've tried to do a ponytail with dry hair and it's just been miserable. I've redone it 1,000 times because I got so many bumps. So we're gonna brush it back until we look bald. For me, especially if I'm doing a high ponytail, I always use 2 hair ties. I'm a goalkeeper, so all the jumping and falling on the ground, my ponytail would fall out immediately if I only used 1 ponytail. To get the high ponytail, I just kind of guide it up with my hands to where I want it to be, and then go in with the brush and try to smooth it out as much as possible. And then when I feel like I got it pretty smooth, I go in with this boar bristle brush and brush it down just a little bit more. This just helps smooth everything out and get the perfect slick back. And don't forget the back of your head. I feel like I always forget and have so many bumps back there. Once I feel pretty good, I go in with 1 hair tie at a time, and I go pretty slow. I feel like if I just try to rip through my hair, I get so many bumps. So if I go slow, it just helps control that a little bit more. I don't know why I'm like winded doing my hair. That's not a good sign. And I think I got pretty lucky because it looks pretty bump free for the first try. Pat myself on the back. And then, like I said, going in with that 2nd hair tie to secure the hold. I trained one time with only 1 hair tie, and by the end of training, my ponytail had fallen completely. So I will never make that mistake again. Now that we've got the ponytail up, we're gonna go slick it back a little bit more. So I'm gonna use this wax stick. Today I'm using this one from Nexus, but I also use this one from Amazon a lot. It's the SNTE hair wax stick. I'll link all my hair stuff in the description for you guys. And the key to not getting the waxy stuff in your hair is to warm it up with your hands just a little bit and then run it through your hair. Just laying all those little baby hairs down. And again, don't forget the baby hairs on the neck. For some reason, I have so many of those. Also, this is so weird, but I sleep with these silicone earplugs every single night. It just helps me sleep better. If you're an athlete on the road with a noisy roommate, they help so much. But I feel like my hair always gets stuck in the earplugs right here and rips it out. So I have these tiny baby hairs that always come out. So I make sure to slick that back pretty good. And then I go back in with this boar bristle brush and just lay everything down. Not going too hard so I don't create bumps, but it really just helps smooth everything out. I'd say that looks pretty good. Now we're gonna go in and do the bubbles, and because my hair is a little frizzy, we're gonna go in with a little bit more of the styling cream on the ponytail. Just a tiny bit to lay all those little hairs down. Just brushing my hands through the ponytail just to smooth everything out. Brush through it again. And this is optional, but for a little bit more shine, I go in with a little bit of hair oil. This one is from Nexus, but I have a lot of other ones I like that I'll also link in the description for you. It just adds so much shine. I feel like it makes it look so much better. Shiny. Whatever's left on my hands, I'll just run through the top of my hair just to make that shiny too. Now it's time for the bubbles, and I'm gonna use these small clear hair ties. In my opinion, the first bubble is the most important, because if you don't do it right, it can end up looking kind of weird. So the first bubble I actually do behind my head. So I just grab the ponytail behind my head and try to find the spot where I want the bubble, and then go in with the ponytail. And I just go around 2 times with this one. And I hold it kind of above my head to make sure I got it in place. It looks kind of crazy right now, but we're gonna fluff it out. So as you're fluffing it out, pull out the bubble in all directions, not just to the side. but on the top and the bottom. And then you can pull down the hair tie just a little bit so it falls the way you want it to. Kind of just going by feel here. You can puff the bubbles out as much as you want. When I was training, I wouldn't puff them out that much because it was just more to hold my hair back. But during games, I'd puff them out a little bit more because I thought it looked cute. Now that that first bubble's done, I just pull my ponytail to the side of my head to do the rest of the bubbles. Just kind of eyeballing how big I want them. Once you place the ponytail, you can kind of go in and resize. And then right after I do each ponytail, I puff each bubble out just to make sure I'm getting the right size on every single bubble. And once it looks good, I move on to the next one. I love this hairstyle. I think it's because it's just a little bit different than a braid, but it keeps your hair out of your face just as good. I have layers, so the bottom of my hair is a lot thinner than the top, so the bottom bubbles are always a little bit skinnier, so I puff them out a little bit more. I also need a haircut. I'm actually getting one tomorrow because my ends need some help. Once I'm done, I just go in and repuff any parts that I think need to be a little bit bigger. And that is it for the bubble braid. Really simple, but I think it looks really cute. I especially love the high pony bubble braid because if you do this top bubble right, it just falls perfectly and really stays out of your face. I swear this ponytail never whips me like a braid does. I think it looks really cute.
For the next hairstyle, we're gonna keep the high pony and we're gonna do a braid. But before you skip this part, the way I do my braid is different and I think it looks so much better. So I think the key to a really smooth braid, again, is using some kind of styling cream or oil. So I'm going to go in with just a little bit more. Run that through the ponytail.
So when I go to do the braid, I split it into 3 pieces like normal. And then with the first 2 pieces, I go under instead of over to give it more of a Dutch braid look. I'll show you how. So instead of going over with this piece like a normal braid, you go under the middle piece with the first piece. And then under again with the other piece, and then just continue the braid like normal. I do the braid behind my head until it reaches a certain length, and then I pull it to the side. And then I just finish the braid like normal, pulling pretty tight, but not crazy tight. And I'll show you how I go in and make the braid look just a little bit thicker. Again, my hair is so much thinner at the bottom because of layers, so I have to stop pretty early. And I just secure it with a clear hair tie. And then starting from the top, I pull out the sides to make the braid look a little bit thicker. Going all the way down the braid, just pulling out the sides, trying to make it look as even as possible. And at the bottom where my hair's a little bit thinner, I just pull out the sides to make it appear a little bit thicker. I know you're thinking, Brittany, this is just a normal braid, but I feel like starting at the top, going underneath with the pieces first, just looks so much better and kind of gives it that Dutch braid look. And then fluffing out the layers gives it that thicker, fuller ponytail look. This one's just a good classic solid option for training your games. For the last hairstyle, we're gonna spice it up just a little bit and do 2 braids into a low ponytail. For this style, getting a clean part in the middle is key, so using a brush like this really helps create the part. And then I'll just section out the part of the hair that I wanna braid down. Again, trying to make the lines as clean as possible, but it's really not that big of a deal. And then I keep these front 2 pieces out, and I look a little crazy while I do it, but I'll tie back the rest of my hair, just kind of in a loose bun back there. Starting from the top, I go in with the braid and start under with the pieces again. Then when I start the braid, I start with the front piece and go under the middle piece and under the middle piece again. And then each time pick up just a little bit more hair, pulling each piece pretty tight. I feel like I'm kind of stealing this look from Paige Beckers. If you don't know who that is, she is a basketball player, and this is like her iconic hairstyle, but I think it's really cute and keeps your hair out of your face super well. Because I don't know about you, but it's always those front pieces that are falling out for me and making me so annoyed while I'm playing. So this is like a natural headband that keeps them out of your face. When I get towards the bottom, I start pulling the braid back to where the ponytail's naturally gonna hold it. So I don't get any weird bumps when I pull the braid into the ponytail, and then just finish off the braid like normal. I don't go all the way down, just enough to where it'd reach back to the ponytail, and then I tie my hair off to hold it. There's something about doing your hair that is so exhausting. I always get so sweaty. I need to take a break. Okay, back to work. Now we do the same thing on the other side, but for some reason this side is so much harder because I'm right hand dominant, but we'll do our best. I also feel like on this side of my head, I have so much less hair. I don't know what it is. My hairdresser even noticed that one time. She's like, what happened to this side of your head? It has so much less hair than the other side. And honestly, I have no idea. I just think I was born this way. Let me know if you're the same way or if I'm just the weird one. Like, I know my part's not exactly in the middle, but this side has so much less hair. It's crazy. Oh well. Finishing off this braid, pulling back to where the ponytail will be. Once that's done, I let the rest of my hair down and grab both of the braids back into the low ponytail. Then I go in and carefully brush through, smoothing it all down. I don't like a super low ponytail, so I pull it up just a little bit and then secure it with another hair tie. And then if you want, you can go and braid the ponytail like normal. But for me, whenever I do a low ponytail, it stays out of my face much better than when I do a high ponytail. So I'm just gonna leave it loose. And that is it for this style. Those are 3 of my favorite soccer hairstyles. I have a lot more because I love doing soccer hairstyles. So comment if you want a part 2. Also let me know in the comments if you have any questions about your soccer career or about mine. I would love to answer your questions in a future video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. I'll see you next time.